has anxieties about being left alone, and I think I did that.
She has anxieties because of you.
Well, because she got her attitude by the way I am, and I've got anxiety.
You know how they say pets are like their owners? I can attest to that one.
She's just needy, that's all. She loves me.
So today, I don't even know what the date is today.
I have no idea. I don't even know what day it is.
It's Wednesday.
Oh yeah, I got class
It's the 19th,
tonight.
I think.
Well,
I have euchre tonight. Mom's picking me up.
That's fine. Michael works too, doesn't he?
Yep.
Oh, this is going to be a busy night. I got
a
class
busy
tonight.
evening. Well, you don't have to deal. Mom's picking me up and dealing with me, so.
Well, I know that, but I kind of figured that much. But okay, so we averted the wolf spider attack.
Oh my gosh, that spider is so stinking big.
Oh, he wasn't that big.
He was huge.
I'm gonna get him bigger. I'm gonna feed him until he's the size.
We have done that before, where we have captured a spider and kept it around for a while.
So
anyway.
Probably.
So anyway,
Look
thank
at that, they
you.
destroyed all the trees.
I know. Did you notice that yesterday?
Yeah, it's horrible.
Anyway, thank you to everybody who looks like they're gonna do the same thing up here. Or maybe they're just gonna fix this finally. Grand Canyon Central on our road right through here. But thank you to everybody that gave me information on my Disney dining video this morning. I know that fast passes are on tiers. I already knew that. And I already knew that, or had already discovered that they weren't going to open until 7 a.m., which I think it's actually 6 a.m. is what the cast member told me. Now, we shall see, right? Either way, I will be setting my alarm and getting up. Thank you. You don't have to do yours. I think it's mine. It's not in your yours. Now I have windblown hair. This is what I hate about long hair. So anyway, as I was trying to say, thank you to everybody that helped me out. Rachel at Life in Disney, you're such a sweetheart. Your comment about my dress on my Woman Within haul was too cute for words. You are so sweet. And yes, we are looking forward to getting Dole Whips and wandering around the Polynesian. It is actually in our plans to show up at the Poly about an hour to an hour and a half ahead of time and just wander around the Poly and see what it's like. We have never gone and explored other resorts, and this time we're exploring at least 2 other resorts, if not 3.
Well, we're going to Wilderness, right?
We're exploring Wilderness, we're exploring Poly, and I want to go explore the Grand Floridian. So, and also, thank you to everybody for the information on Hoop-de-Doo. So I will be looking into that again tonight and maybe changing.
You know what I got to say to that, to everybody that helped her out? Well, Hoop-de-Doo! Yahoo!
Hoop-de-doo! So, I'll be looking into that tonight. I know it takes 2 table services, and I've actually already booked 2 other places, but I'm willing to give up those 2 places so we can do Hoop-de-Doo, because I have wanted to do it for like 2 years now. And Jalinda's pretty excited about doing it. Are you excited about Hoop-de-Doo?
Woo!
That was not very convincing.
Okay, hold on. Ask me again.
So, are you excited about Hoop-de-Doo?
Ah! There, is that better?
Ow!
What is it kind of like a country kind of wrangly kind of, I don't know,
it's a dinner show where they perform a bunch of silly songs and we dance and sing along.
You dance and sing along?
Well, we sit in our seats and dance.
Oh, okay.
And we swing rags and we
kind of like the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yeah!
Woohoo! I can get into that.
Only countrified.
Oh, okay.
With barbecue ribs and fried chicken and cornbread and salad.
That sounds good. That sounds good.
Yeah.
Do they give us tins and we eat like cowboys?
Well, the chicken and the ribs come in buckets, 10 buckets.
Woohoo!
I think it's going to be fun.
Yeah, just like when we went to the medieval times, and
yes,
that was fun too.
That was a blast. So, that's that. So I'm going to end this here so that I can do other vlogging today, hopefully, maybe. Hopefully I'm not on here in about an hour crying tears because I'm calling my husband to come get me because I've just lost my job.
Well, they're mean asses anyway.
Well, there's so much going on at my work right now, you guys, you don't even know. This whole conversation about Disney might have been for nothing because I may end up canceling our trip because I've lost my job. Well, it's not that I would have lost my job. I won't be working where I'm at. I have amazing employers who, if things go the way I see them going at where I'm at right now, I have another opportunity for another place.
Yeah, it's not her job or her work that's the problem. We're going to go to the bank.
Yeah.
It's
the company that hired us, that contracted us, that are having some issues right now.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can get it worked out. I don't want to bash anybody because...
Come to my channel, I'll do it. Did that just stop?
No, it's going.
Oh, okay.
It keeps telling me there's Wi-Fi's available. I'm like,
oh, okay.
Anyway.
I've been wanting to do a rant video on my channel.
We're not.
I'll do it. I'll do it on my channel.
Hey, I said we're not.
Okay.
So, no, we're not.
Okay. We're not.
So anyway, keep your prayers up for my place of employment, guys. It's extremely stressful right now. Okay, I'm gonna go on a little bit of a discussion. It's not a rant, it's a discussion.
There is a difference.
There is a difference. I would like to educate people on what our program is.
What you need to do is educate.
So I'll probably go, you know what, I'm actually gonna do a whole separate video on what our program is. But I will say on here right now, when you deal with the clientele that we deal with, you have to expect and accept that certain things are going to happen.
Illegal activity.
I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about the deaths.
Well,
eventually that's going to happen.
Due to addictions and illegal activity.
When you deal with addictions and mental instabilities, you're going to end up dealing with death. And then when you've got clientele who bond and become very close, and one of them passes, and they're both severely addicted people, you have to know that we took steps. We did everything we were supposed to do, and the second person still ended up passing away. When you have this many traumatic events in an 8-day period, literally 8 days from the first one to the second one, when you have that much traumatic and life-altering events happening in an 8-day period, it shakes people and it scares them. Unfortunately, the people that have been shaken and scared, instead of acting in a manner of how can we help, have acted in a manner of anger, and they are trying to interfere with a process that is actually working, somewhat working. There's always flaws in every system. You can never have a perfect run system. It's just impossible to do. But when you have people who are outside of the system trying to come in and force their beliefs and their ways of running the system onto us or onto others, you're making it worse. You're not helping. And the things that they're wanting to do
illegal
are unconstitutional and illegal and not feasible. The facility I work at, I'm a property manager at an apartment community. And our apartment community is called a housing first model, which means our first goal is to keep people housed. Our grants and our funding is provided by a group that expects us to follow that model and expects us to follow the permanent supportive housing program which means if you're late 1 month on your lease, you don't instantly get evicted, you get notices. If you break a rule on the lease, you get violations and you don't get terminated for your first violation.
Second or third.
Or sometimes second or third, or even up to the 10th. I've written 15 violations for one person before they were finally terminated from their lease. Even at that, when we terminate a lease, we don't just instantly shove the person back out, because the other part of our criteria is that that person was chronically homeless before they came to us. Which means they have a history of not being able to sustain stable housing. We don't shove them back out and say, now you're on your own again. We actually help them find other permanent housing. Part of the program that the people who are outside of us don't seem to grasp is that even though the 5th caveat of our program is that we house veterans, is that we are not a military base, we are not a jail, we are not a psych ward, we are not a
assisted living.
Thank you, that was the one I was trying to think of. Assisted living program. We are an apartment community. Our residents all have leases. They have the same rights as everybody else on this planet that has a home, that has a lease, or even somebody that's, has a mortgage. You have, when you sign your home mortgage or your lease, you have rights. That means that
you can't just barge in.
I can't just walk in there and say, oh, I'm searching your apartment today, or oh, I'm strip searching your guest today, or you can't have this item in your home. Now we can, if we feel that person has.
They say veterans and first responder parking.
Yep.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. All right.
Oh, don't open your door yet. So when we're dealing with these facilities, or this facility, and then we're dealing with these outside forces, they just come in and want to basically try to tell us how to do things. Well, when these deaths happened, the outside forces were convinced that we should have been able to stop it. I've trespassed, I don't know how many people from our facility. But that doesn't stop our residents from going out on the street and purchasing the same item that I stopped the trespasser from bringing in. It doesn't stop that person from still going to another resident and buying their prescription drugs. Do we deal with that situation as it comes up? Most certainly. But we can't just, handcuff them and throw them in jail because we think they're doing something. You have to be able to prove what's going on before you can just terminate or say they're done or whatever. It's just, so anyway, there's been a lot of meetings going on, and what's really frustrating about these meetings is that they're not allowing the property management company to come into these meetings and be a part of these meetings to voice the property management side and what we have to do and what we're supposed to follow. And also there's a program, it's called the Institute, and it is where my bosses and several other people have learned what the permanent supportive housing program is. And none of the people in these meetings have been to Institute, so none of them even know what we're supposed to follow as far as the permanent supportive housing side goes. And it's getting ridiculous. But, and I understand some of the people who are angry have ideals that they think veterans should live up to. Sadly, a lot of America does. Guess what? They're human, people. They are human. They're no different than a police officer. They're no different than a banker. They are no different than the teller at the grocery store. The cashier at the grocery store. They are people. And when you put with that the stressful lives that many veterans have had to have, and then what that leads to later, which is sometimes addictions, sometimes mental issues, sometimes just lack of being able to cope with society issues, then you run into things that you're not going to like running into, you know. So anyway, and that's going to be a whole video all by itself. I'm going to completely edit that out of the daily video because, yeah, that was a 7-minute speech. So anyway, stressful at work. I was gonna go in yesterday and do some stuff, but I decided that I just couldn't do it yesterday. I don't normally work on Tuesdays, so it's not like I missed work unnecessarily. But anyway, so I'm going to work today. Richard is in the bank right now. I'm gonna turn the camera around because I want to get a shot of that sign that we talked about.